Game over.
Fuck! What the fuck? Fuck! Who the fuck? Fuck is fucking... How did you so fucking... Fuck! Fuck! Game over, man. Game over.
Wait a minute. There's things here. There's trees. There's rocks. There's birds. There's frogs. Come on! We'll bless them all until we get verschnicken. Join me!
What about you guys? We ain't found shit.
Johnny, what do you know about illegal narcotics?
Your anus.
We'll settle this the old Navy way. First guy to die loses.
Twist is good.
I'm trying to prove.
I did not have a missing monkey on my bingo card this morning.
The pain is for me. The pain is for you.
I've tasted a lot of semen.
Don't you ever threaten me when your husband came to me to get his butthole licked.
Is your mouth all glued up with conny juice? I asked you a question.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're going to do a show. Oh, my God, is it close, though. Came down to the wire. I am really trying not to die. It's moments like this where I'm really glad I broadcast from home. I don't have to go into a business, so I don't have to get people sick. I don't have to worry about who's going to be in the studio after I'm done coughing up a storm and excreting who knows what on everything. That'll be helpful later. But yes, so we're doing the best we can trying to survive today. I thought eating a big bowl of ramen and a little bit of sake would really clear everything out. Boy, was I wrong. I mean, it didn't hurt, but it didn't help at all. It's 0 degrees in the UK. Have to smoke outside. Fuck this weather. Yeah, let me say, Minnesota every winter reminds me I'm so glad I don't smoke anymore. Well, I mean cigarettes. Let's be honest. But yes, it is a difficult day for me I have a lot of muscles, and I stutter a lot. I have a lot of muscles I use that give me problems, right? And I overcome it. The whole the vocal cords, the throat part. This is really and I realize, and I don't have an ego. I'm well aware. Small nobody show, right? But technically, if you were to say there was this is the moneymaker right in here, and it's taking a shit, as Saint Caesar just demonstrated in the chat. Thank you, Saint Caesar, and everyone for being part of the show. You might feel like maybe I didn't put together a lot or as much as I would if I had a normal amount of prep time, and you'd be right, because I didn't have a normal amount of prep time. I went out to a lunch date today with a friend. I'm not going to mention any details yet because it's not Corey or Oz. I'll say that, but I do believe we have a guest co-host for next Friday, so that'll be exciting. Look forward to information on that on Monday. Monday. Well, maybe Sunday, actually. I have to iron out a couple of things with him and see that. Taste some semen. I heard that helps. It helps Aaron. I don't know, man. Look, Aaron, there's a difference between me and Aaron, all right? Aaron's got a vast amount of semen in his, like, available to him. I don't know if you know this, but he's, like, in an intimate relationship with one Gino Bisconti. And if there's one thing you know about the, how shall we say, the Italian, whatever you want to call it, I don't like using terms, but let's be clear about one thing. Fucking shooting ropes like a goddamn Spider-Man show. I mean, Jesus Christ. Cobwebs were in his house, and those weren't spider webs, baby. I'm just saying. I don't go into Aaron's house after Gino's visited unless they've wiped down everything, because I'm pretty sure fluids everywhere. And it's not like anything. I'm not saying that as some sort of derogatory thing against Gino. No, that's just a natural part of their habit. The way I'm Polish and always stupid and always look like an idiot, no matter what, no matter how intelligent, even when I'm smiling, I look retarded because I'm Polish. I'm also Irish and a whole shitload. So I guess I have an excuse for everything. Whatever. Anyways, we're letting the chat filter in and the show kind of filter in before we get going here. A little bit of a slower start. Maybe I got too high on my horse yesterday with the religious shit. Maybe that's why. We might have crushed our numbers. Oh well, I'm dying, so I don't even care. The show's funded for today. We're gonna go till 5:30 if it kills me, and we're gonna do the show and have a good time. So I'm letting a few more people filter in, and we'll just kick this into gear because we have the first hour stories already loaded up. I mean, we've got it ready to go. I do like the bass that's coming into my voice with this sickness. Like, are you down with this? I could. I'll be honest. If we could get the coughing part to stop, and the overall hoarse feeling to maybe decline a little, I could take this on a regular day if this is how it makes me sound. I gotta be honest. It does come through nicely. Some worse play video games on stream. I don't quite know what you're saying there, man. I'm going to trust that you know what you're saying. Because I'm, like I said, Polish. That's what I'm going to do now instead of retarded. Instead of telling people I'm retarded, I'll be like, hey, I'm Polish. Polish-Lithuanian. Haven't you been telling everyone you're Irish? Well, I mean, the mom's adopted, so one half is literally, thanks to 23andMe, I mean, pick your genetic identity. Dad's side, all Polish-Lithuanian. Whole bunch of Polacks in there. Really bad when light bulbs go out. Anyways, let's go ahead and load up this first story that we are going to talk about. I hope I live to see this actually happen because I love people who pick a side or a defense based solely on an emotional feeling or whatever, or a personal belief, and they refuse to let it ever be questioned. But then something happens.
Fuck off.
No, maybe later. Then something happens that literally forces them to question their belief. So for people that say the moon landing is fake, we've never been to the moon, or people even say like the moon is fake. Oh, the moon's fake. It's part of that whole flat earth conspiracy cover-up, whatever. Like any of that shit. Any of those people. Flat earthers even. Because then if you see the earth from the moon, if you go live on the moon, you see the earth rotating constantly. It's really hard to go, yeah, no, that's an optical illusion. It's a flat disk. No, that's all VR to confuse you. Right. Anyway, so NASA's plan to create human settlements on the moon by 2040 has sparked fascination among scientists, engineers, and dreamers worldwide. Here's my one question. Do we have anything that remotely makes this possible? I mean, the moon is real in GTA 3. You can shoot it, and it goes big and small. There you go. That is what we call evidence, everybody. That's called facts. Enjoy. All right. So like I said, just ticking off. We're getting into our first story, letting people filter in. We're gonna go till 5:30. We've got a lot of shit to talk about today, and the NASA one. I honestly don't think it's realistically possible that in in 20 years we're going to be living on the moon, right? There's a whole bunch of things about living on the moon that seems highly infeasible from that, just from the gravity thing alone. But whatever, the 20 years living settlements and living on the moon. And then I guess now that's the space race between us and China. Who can colonize the moon first? And this has got to be a weird thing for some liberal people, right? Because, like, on the one hand, you get to live in a futuristic society on the moon where there is no genealogy of who owned this or who owned that. This is almost a whole new world, like a fresh slate. But you do have to colonize it first. So then to go there, you do need to be a colonizer by definition. Which is worse? So anyways, NASA's plan is to create human settlements on the moon by 2040. The ambitious project marks a significant leap in humanity's quest to explore beyond our home planet, the goal of establishing sustainable habitats on the moon. Does NASA plan to build houses on the moon? No. We're not going to build houses on the moon. We're going to send Habitat Humanity up there. They'll build houses on the moon. But they won't build houses on the moon for people who already live on the moon. They'll build houses on the moon for people who aren't from the moon, that just moved to the moon and haven't contributed to the moon at all. So it doesn't matter if you're a really downtrodden family that's been getting the shit kicked out of you and could really use a new home, and, you know, you've been doing everything you can. F you, those brand new immigrants just came here with their green card. They need a brand new home, paid for by the government and the taxpayers and donations. If you can't tell, I really don't care for Habitat for Humanity. It's kind of bullshit. All right, let's keep going. Although certain members of the scientific community expressed doubts about the feasibility of this achievement, I'd be one of them. You know, the whole lack of an atmosphere on the moon makes living there wee bit dangerous. All right. Small Egg Picker says cyborgs on the moon. Well, this doesn't make it seem like we have reptilian overlords. Small Egg Picker, you're right. This doesn't make it seem like we have reptilian overlords, unless the reptilian overlords are just colonizing planet after planet, and now they're trying to motivate us to colonize a new planet for them. What if we are now just doing the will of the reptilian overlords? So that way, if we ever get caught in a situation where the people we colonize are like, hey, we're not cool with that, the reptilian overlords could just be like, we had nothing to do with it, man. They wouldn't let us, they run their own show. We're just the fall guy. All right.
Fuck off.
I mean, it's early, but I'd rather not. We're fully funded, so we're just going to go till 5:30. If that works with you, that's what we're going to do. Again, thank you for being part of the show. Let's catch up with everybody in the chat here. Oh, wait, we haven't finished the story. We should finish the story first. I am so scatterbrained after that little luncheon I had today. Although certain members of the scientific community expressed doubts about the feasibility of this achievement, NASA affirms that achieving the goal of lunar habitation by 2040 is entirely within reach. NASA's lunar aspirations are rooted in the Artemis program, a multifaceted initiative that aims to return humans to the lunar surface and eventually establish a sustainable presence. The Lunar Homestead Project, a cornerstone of this initiative, envisions the pioneering of lunar architecture for habitat structures to facilitate prolonged human presence and scientific endeavors on the moon. To create a settlement on the moon, scientists and engineers must design novel lunar constructions and devise methods for lunar inhabitants to access essential resources for survival. Despite the obstacles, the realization of a lunar colony is within our lifetimes appears plausible. Building habitats on the moon requires groundbreaking engineering solutions. These structures are designed to create a secure living space shielded from the moon's harsh elements like extreme temperatures, micrometeorite impacts, and cosmic radiation. To craft these resilient habitats, cutting-edge technologies and advanced materials are essential. NASA plans to use lunar regolith, the moon's soil-like substance, as a primary construction resource, according to the agency. Employing 3D printing techniques and robotic systems, scientists aim to layer or bind regolith to form protective shields around the habitats. These shields serve as an insulation against temperature fluctuations and provide crucial protection from harmful radiation, ensuring the safety of future lunar inhabitants. The rocket used to take the astronauts to the moon in the Apollo 11 missions was a highly potent model called the Saturn V, which is no longer in production. Presently, there's a lack of an equally robust rocket capable of lunar voyages. Yet, where is it? Stop moving this thing up and down with ads. It makes it so hard to read. You guys are dicks. Seriously, Fox. All right, the rockets, astronauts, Apollo is highly potent. NASA has laid out a step-by-step plan for its lunar aspirations in its aim to establish sustainable human presence on the moon by mid-2020s. So you're telling me that in the next 4 or 5 years, we're going to have a sustainable presence on the moon? Santa Ren, we're going to get into your comment, but actually that's kind of what they're talking about here. Let's go ahead and move into the chat. I think, all right, let's finish reading this up just a little bit. Why can't humans go to space by hundreds or thousands? The dangers possessed by cosmic radiation causing cancer and physiological challenges of living in microgravity could pose significant obstacles. Additionally, the economic feasibility of maintaining a human presence on another celestial body might not be. Stop with the ads. I'm trying to read, you fucking dicks. It's like someone takes the book and shakes it halfway through. Like, seriously, Fox, I get it. You need your fucking money. Load the fucking ads and leave them there. Jesus. Oh. All right. NASA's goal of constructing lunar homes marks a significant step forward in humanity's quest to explore space. It's not just about scientific and technological advancements. It reflects humanity's inherent urge to venture beyond Earth, and you moved it again. All right, I'm going to go to the chat, and I'm just going to move off of this. Seriously, God damn it. The ad stuff. Fox News. Can you stop it with your stupid fucking ads? You're making it impossible for someone to read when the paragraph that's on the screen moves. Okay? It's kind of a huge problem. You dicks. Do the companies that pay for these ads not realize that I actively hate every one of them I see? Like, I don't see an ad on any of this shit and I go, that's a service I'm going to use. No, it's a service I fantasize about burning to the ground. I fantasize about reading a story about rush order teas burning with every employee inside. And I'm like, good, fuck them. Because I hate rush order teas ads. They're annoying. And it's really not rush order tea's fault. It's Fox. Because they're the ones doing it to milk them. Dicks. And I'm an asshole in the middle. Just hating everybody. Anyways, let's go ahead and... They don't care if you read the story, only that you see the ads. But yes, but Toastmaster, that's my problem. Like, this entire system, that's what I'm saying. This entire system doesn't work. So the advertisers, all we care is about getting our ads seen. You realize that the people seeing the ads resent them. How is that helpful? And it's not that they resent them because of the service. No, they resent them because by no need, no mission, you throw it in their face, not once, not twice, but continuously. And then you skip the page. Like, Fox is one of the weirdest ones. For all the times we talk about, like, the media, like, controlling narratives and stuff, Fox is the most, like, fingers in the pie of any of them. Which is weird that they kind of threw Tucker Carlson under the bus for the whole Trump thing. They had their hands in that the whole time. They pushed that narrative. Really weird how Tuck had to pay the price. I just had a pool installed on my moon house property. Can't go swimming, but hell, I don't need to go that far for ice. Actually, someone was talking about, thank you for changing the subject, because I need to get off of that. Someone was talking about the harvesting asteroids for resources. They're already doing that. And if you don't know, a large part of this push to establish habitations on the moon is because we need to establish collection, refinement, and shipping for all of the resources we're looking to take out of the asteroid belt. Because believe it or not, it's been out there for a while. There's an asteroid floating in the belt that we've discovered. We know exactly where it is. It could buy and sell our world's economy like hundreds of times over. Like, it could pay everyone's bills. You know that idea that, like, money from heaven, just there it is? Boom. And here's the best part. Nobody owns it because it's in the asteroid belt. So the first country or world or anyone that can kind of get a hold of that rock and kind of, start melting and taking it down and everything, they're gonna own the world. Any company, any conglomerate, anyone, space dollars. It'll completely change the economy. You're right, Saint Aaron. We'll switch to space dollars. But my point is, it'll completely change the economy. It's an asteroid that's a fucking game changer for anyone who has it. And that was information we had publicly available to you and I during, like, the Biden administration. So let's assume that it's been available to, say, the government since, like, the Bush administration. So they've been staring at this space nugget that's just worth buttloads of buku dollars for a while. So I'm just saying, I don't think this is all, like, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think we're kind of working towards building stuff on the moon because we can't move out to Mars and other places without a launching off point. And I got bad news for you. Between bootstrap fucking space programs that we already ran and everything else, we don't have the planet to launch from Earth. It's not feasible. It's not right. But the moon, where there's only a sixth of the gravity, you could move stuff like small scale, parcel to the moon, and you can move stuff large scale, moon anywhere else. So again, the moon is going to become the new Amazon fulfillment center. And we can expect to see that around 2040. I think I read about this 20 years ago in a magazine. Which one, the asteroid or the living on the moon? Because I'd believe either. But the technology to build structures out of the sediment that's on the moon, that 3D printing stuff, that was a big thing a couple years ago. I'll go mining. Send me booze and hookers, just like Coal King days of yesterday. Yeah, there are a few risks with that. Mostly, you're literally a fish out of water, so it's a highly lethal environment to work in. But, I mean, hey, dude, fuck. Again, if we get that asteroid, can we go back to a gold-backed dollar? Mr. Q, if we got that asteroid, we could go to a gold-backed penny. We could go to a gold-backed penny, and we could buy every other country millions of times over. Let's just say this. If we got that asteroid, a lot of it will go to Israel. And then we'll spend a lot of it on all the stuff we'll buy for our military that we'll leave in the Middle East for Hamas. So again, we'll arm both sides. All right. I think I chased off Riding Dirty Llama. I haven't seen her yet. I'm a dick. All righty, so let's get our next story going. Again, living on the moon. I don't think we're going to actually do it. I don't think we're going to hit this goal like the reasons they think we're. I think we're going to have like fucking penal colonies on the moon. And that's another thing too. I don't think we're going to hire like good hard-working American women and things like that. No. If we actually got that asteroid back, it'd be a lot of people what would you call it? White collar. ISIS already has a station. Okay. Are you talking about the International Space Station? I'm not sure what we're talking about. Building pyramids on the moon. Kind of. Actually, if you think about it, that is kind of what they'll be doing. Although largely they'd probably be more dome-like. But they're just going to make these machines that chew up the sediment, heat it up to a quasi-molten state, and then just excrete it out like a 3D printer, and they're just going to build homes, and then they slap fucking doors into them, and they're done. I've seen how this stuff works. Moon boobs. That's right. We're going to have moon boobs, everybody. Moon boobs. Slavery is still illegal for prisoners. It's a barely utilized workforce. Right, but my idea, my thinking is, overall, if you don't want to share the money, you want to make sure the people that work for that job are the lowest paid that they can be, and usually for that, you rely on, like, illegal immigrants and stuff. But you can't do that with the moon. It's going to be really hard to jump on a train and move to the moon. The moon is literally going, if we do start living on the moon, one of two things is going to happen. Mark my words. They're either going to, like I said, use it as like a penal colony kind of thing where people we can't have on Earth are over there, so they're safe out there. And then they, they work slave wages pretty much. And they mine the moon's resources and everything. But if, God damn it, like, stop jumping. I'm trying to do a show. More importantly, if they don't go that way, it'll become the new, like, wealth gate thing. Like, the rest of us that live on Earth, we're just poor folk. The rich folk live on the moon. Because, again, that's going to be one where you can't just walk to the moon. We can't just pick up stakes, build a raft, and float to the moon. So we'll see how that goes. Let's moon boobs. Moon boobs is going to sit with me for a while, if I'm honest. Just something about the way it rolls off your tongue. Moon boobs. All right, so let's move on to this story. George Santos. I find George Santos highly entertaining because George Santos is every politician. I can't even sing. Oh, God. It really hurts when you go to the pipes and they got nothing. Like, I don't think I'm a great singer, but I've had a smooth voice for a long time in terms of being able to sing relatively well. And now just like, I can't even, if I hit it, just scratchy. I'm every election, crooked as can be. Yeah, I can't fucking do it. I put anything in here and it just fucking dog shit. All right, so we're going to have to give up that. No singing bits today, guys. I'm sorry. Moon Muhammad Ali. That bit needs to stop. No. Stop it. No. The bit needs to die. Do not applaud and reward that behavior. Jesus. Rapist asteroid. 1. Killer's asteroid. 2. Child asteroid. 3. Oops. We just lost that one. So like I said, man, they're going to do that or like I said, it'll end up being the kind of thing where, you know, that's high class, high society. The rest of us can't afford to live there, you know? Oh, I wish I could live on the moon, you know, where ironically the rest of us have to, you know, be accepting and they get gated communities. It's literally like a celestial gated community. Can only go there if you can afford to build a rocket that looks like a dick. Alrighty, so Santos. Santos has been, where do you think Henry Kissinger is now? I don't really care for Henry Kissinger, if I'm honest. Most of the shit he pulled affected me, but happened before I was born. So I didn't get much of a chance to formulate a whole huge opinion. But looking back on history and stuff, I don't know, fuck him. I really could care less. But I have no idea. He's dead. Could we have maybe made that happen before he was a political figure? I mean, we had the CIA kill Kennedy. We couldn't have stopped Kissinger. He's an evil piece of shit. All right. Anyways, let's get into this story. Now, as you know, George Santos has been taking it up the ass from the Republicans and the Democrats alike because he is every politician. He's crooked, he lies, he steals, and he lines his own pockets. The only problem is where the other politicians do it with a level of subtlety or class or intelligent, plausible deniability, he just does it like a fat, retarded kid in a candy store. I'm just going to take this, okay? And so it doesn't go over as well. He makes blatant lies on TV that are easily fact-checked and quickly disproven. So it just, again, he looks bad because he's doing the same thing they do, but he's doing it really shitty, really shittily. So they're like, we got to get rid of him. Plot twist, Kissinger shot JFK. Another reason not to like him. But thank you for that, Saint RN. Again, thank you all for being part of the show. We're going until 5:30, so we've got 3 more hours on the program. Happy to have you all here. Let's keep on keeping on. All right, so Santos, again, is complaining that he's being bullied out of Congress, announces own expulsion motion. He's expulsion. You're putting a motion to expel yourself? You expel yourself. Wait a minute. You're yeah, that's about what the shit? What the fuck? So wait a minute. You're a politician who has been blatantly lying, apparently just horribly stealing from your voters and things. It's getting to the point where they want to kick you out. And they're like, hey guys, they're trying to bully me out of Congress. Well, you can't kick me out. I kick myself out. What? You realize they won't stop you if that's the case. And it doesn't, like, are you trying to make yourself a victim? This is one of those where I don't feel like you're a victim. I feel like you're a piece of shit. The only problem I have is that the rest of Congress and the government is like, hey, you're a piece of shit. And I'm like, yeah, but you guys are too. I mean, let's not act like you guys are better. All right, oh, Jesus. The voice is so, maybe people aren't listening today because of the voice. Because I said it was good, but now it's getting gravelly and it's shaky. He's voting himself out, then just resign. Right? Then just resign or just leave. It seems really, really weird. I don't know why whoever wrote this story it is confusing me. In a press conference on a cold Washington, D.C. morning. Yeah, somebody wrote this is very up their own ass. In a press conference on a cold Washington, D.C. morning. Outside the U.S. Capitol. Representative George Santos, the New York fabulist, vehemently defended himself against allegations leading to an upcoming House expulsion vote, accusing his fellow lawmakers of bullying him. With the Friday vote looming, Santos remained adamant in his refusal to resign, denouncing the recent damning House Ethics Committee report as incomplete and exaggerated. Santos, facing 23 federal charges, including fraud, money laundering, and identity theft, warned of the implications of the vote. If the House wants to start a different precedent and expel me, that is going to be the undoing of a lot of members of this body, he said. He expressed his view of the situation as a performance, saying, the reality of it is it's all theater. It's theater for the cameras. It's theater for the microphones. It's theater for the American people at the expense of the American people because no real work's getting done. See, that's the worst part of all of this. That's a fucking truth nugget in a pile of bullshit coming from a guy who really has no legs to stand on. So no one's going to hear that. And I'm sad to say I actually agree with it. Son of a bitch. Let's clear those out. Oh, Jesus. But now he can run again as the guy who got rid of George Santos. Who can? Oh, wait. George Santos can run as the guy who got rid of George Santos? But if we elect the guy who got rid of George Santos, we'll have George Santos back in. Hey, but he got rid of him last time. We can't elect this guy. We'll have George Santos in the government again. Yeah, but who got rid of George Santos last time? You know what they say? Nothing stops a bad George Santos, but a good George Santos. St. Caesar's, don't worry about the voice, Johnny. You're doing great work keeping me entertained while I play video games. Thank you for the shows. Well, thank you for being part of the show, St. Caesar. Love having you all here. But now he can run again. Yep, nope, we already cleared that one out. That's how you fix the homeless problem. Send them to the moon. The great homeless shelter in the sky. Do you know how expensive that is, Chevy JB? Sending people to the moon. Like, I don't think you send homeless people to the moon. They won't. You send people that are going to be a workforce if you're paying out of pocket. Like, they're going to make money. Homeless people don't make money. That's why they're homeless. They don't. I've been homeless for a period of time in my life. My older sister's been homeless multiple times. But you know why she's never actually lived on the street? And why I haven't? Because when I approach the homeless situation, I start doing things to solve that problem. And if you're someone living on the street for a prolonged period of time, part of me believes that there's somehow, some way that you started just piecemealing like, well, I'll make this exception because at least I've got a roof over my head. It's a Coleman tent, but it's a roof. And then you just don't try anymore. They make money when they're moon slaves. Again, if you send a bunch of emaciated, drug-addled fucking homeless people up to the moon to mine rocks, they're going to try and smoke them. It just ain't going to work. But, oh, Toastmaster. Did I say slaves? I meant employees. When they're moon employees with great benefits, like you get to dig this really big hole, and when you die, we'll push you in it. All right. Okay. Again, this is another part of the problem. Like, we did a story with this with Santos before, where it's like, even if there is truth to what you're saying, there's also the whole, like, you're saying this because you're getting kicked out. You're not saying this because the American people need to know that no real work is getting done, which, by the way, we all do. It's not news. You're not blowing our socks off. But again, George, no work's getting done this time. You're blowing this whistle because they're trying to kick you out. The same way you're like, they're more concerned with going off and having sex with lobbyists. Yes, and you're complaining about that because no one wanted to fuck you. Okay? We know that. You're an openly gay guy and you're complaining about other people being too promiscuous. It's really fucking weird, George. I mean, the writing is on the wall and it's made out of jizz, ironically enough. And it just says, George is jealous he's not getting any. But yeah, and then this one, because it's all theater. That's what we've all been saying for a long time, George. Again, you're saying that because they won't let you be part of the play. That's where I have my problem. Just do a South Park. And send them to California. Send who to California? The homeless people? Honestly, why bother sending the homeless people anywhere? We're letting just homeless immigrants walk into the country without so much as a fucking background check. You have a harder time in this country buying alcohol as an American citizen than you have coming in this country as an illegal alien. You go through a more stringent process of identity verification buying liquor in America as an American citizen than you do as an illegal alien walking into the country. I'm just saying, we don't even ask for ID. We don't even get a name. Most of the videos I'm seeing, it's a guy with a camera. Where are you from? Where are you going? Blah, 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 New York. Blah, 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 Chicago. A lot of Venezuelans. Anyways, let's keep going. This thing is sounding like it's getting worse and worse by the go. We're only 30 minutes in. I'm getting worried. I'm drinking water. I'm doing what I can. I might have to tap out early if this thing starts dying out on me. But we're going to hang in there as long as we can. Ricola. Guess what I don't have? Oh, I should have told her to grab me that when she grabbed the Mio. Damn it. Oh, well. So, like I said, if I wasn't for the sick part of the voice thing, I'm actually digging. I am liking the baritone, like the bassiness. Take a halls. We don't have halls in this. It's a small house. It's mostly an open format. No, I don't have a hall. Thanks, though. All right, so let's go ahead and move through this. Dozens of reporters and photographers attended Santos' press conference. Oh, wait, is this the same? Nope, this is the... Did I not get both of them? Fuck it. Let's just do the video about him talking about being bullied. I don't care what the other one's about now anyway. All right, reload this.
We are due to go for round 3 of expulsion of Congressman George Santos from NY3. I think we can all look back and say this is not how at least I thought this year would go. I don't think. Right,
because a lot of us thought you were who you were pretending to be. Again, a lot of us kind of believed what you said. Turns out you lied. Oh, by the way, you didn't think it would go this way because you didn't think people would double check your bullshit when you lied out your ass.
I think this is how most of people in the media would think this year would go. And it's just an unfortunate circumstance that I have to sit here and watch the American people waste, Congress waste the American people's time over and over again on something that is the power of the people, not the power of Congress.
Again,
If I leave, they win. If I leave, the bullies take place. This is bullying. The chair of the committee putting out a motion to expel, just introducing it and not calling it privilege.
The people in your district want you to leave. Santos, don't act like there's anyone going, no, man, you're fighting the good fight. I hate the victimhood mentality crap. Again, part of what he's saying about the fucking bullshit is true, but the whole it's cinema, it's theater, whatever. We need some of the bullies back, actually. I agree, Toastmaster. The problem is the bullies we have are only considered, or concerned, I should say, with maintaining the status quo. And we need bullies who go in and go, no, we're not indulging your feelings just because they're your feelings. We're gonna use facts, and we'll leave room for your feelings. But if facts contradict your feelings, too bad. Like, we need that back. I don't know if that's necessary bullying. But again, the bullying part is George Santos does everything they do, and he's getting kicked out because he's doing it really, really shitty. And again, your own constituents don't want you to be a congressperson. You were in so much shit that right after getting elected, you promised not to run for re-election, thinking that would let people leave you alone so you could continue sucking off the government teat, doing a job which by your own definition doesn't do anything. Why are we paying you? Again, you weren't blowing these whistles and drawing us to these fires until we're like, how about we fire you because you're really shitty at lying?
Was designed to force me to resign. The reality of it is it's all theater. It's theater for the cameras, it's theater for the microphones, it's theater for the American people at the expense of the American people because no real work's getting done.
Yes, and the other problem with that is you won't admit to the fact that you're a greedy piece of shit that was totally fine with towing the line so long as you got to be. See, the problem I have with this is he's the same as every other person. These people are so horrible, and they do such horrible shit, and I signed off on all of it until they weren't nice to me anymore, so now I'm going to tell on them. He's a snake. Dude, he's not even a snake. He is a dog turd. That's the biggest thing of this. The whole reason they're going after George Santos is because he's so bad at being a politician while simultaneously doing the same stuff they do that it literally has gotten to the point where they're like, dude, we've got to get you out of here. You're making us look bad. And if anyone pays really close attention, they'll kind of realize, hey, we do tell lies as well. We kind of steal from people as well. We just don't do it as heavily as Santos. Or as poorly as Santos. Like, all right. I had a story about a surveillance story about a video showing a Santa surveillance. I'm gonna try and look for it. I grabbed this through CNN. I was time crunched, and it's a goddamn Janine Moose story, and I hate Janine Moose because her voice is way too grating. So I'm gonna have to tap out of that one. If I can find a better one, I'm gonna do it. Because Janine Moose. I'm going to have to start, like, writing letters to CNN. Like, fire Janine. This guy's been writing a letter every day. All right, what's drive by? Not Santa Ana. Why is... All right. Drive. God damn it. I guess we're going to have to ditch this story because it was a surveillance video showing an inflatable Santa getting shot, and I wanted to play it, but maybe I'll flip it over. I guess I'll just mute the video because her voice is so horrible. Just god awful. Let's go play.
Santa's known for using a sleigh. This have been an attempt to slay Santa. Instead of singing about him,
Santa Claus is
known for using a sleigh. Oh! But could this have been an attempt to slay Santa?
Why? Why does Janine Moose have a job? Seriously, why? There are plenty of people out there willing to work. It's not even that the pun is bad. It's the voice. Like, I sound like shit right now because I have a cold. What's her excuse? She sounded like shit for years. And you guys keep putting her in this stuff, man. Jesus. What does she have at CNN? What does she know? How many kids are you guys diddling at CNN that she has the videos of? Because, again, it's like she's impervious to being held accountable for sucking. And I get it. That happens a lot. But Jesus. That explains the crippled Santa toy. Now we know why crippled Santa. You ever see that Santa in the wheelchair, Jake? I know you think he got there. All right. Let's close this out. All right, we got to reload this so the video will play. But we also have a story today. God, it's getting worse. It's really, oh. Come on, CNN, can you make your shit? Why do your videos not work? There was an issue accessing the network for media playback. How? You guys can't keep your shit online anymore? I got to show you this. Guys, I don't know how much longer CNN's going to be with us. And I mean like us as a people. They apparently, this has been an ongoing issue. It's been happening more and more and more. They have a serious problem keeping their network running. Maybe you guys should cut the pay you give to some of those really overinflated personalities you have on your network. Because if you can't keep an IT guy in-house, because again, we'll try one last time. Now I'm ditching your story because your story is fucking dog shit. It doesn't work. Doesn't work, guys. Not a good look. But apparently taking more naps affects your brain size. I have no idea how we were going to get into that, but we can't. Even Alex Jones can keep his website going. Right? Dude, CNN. Again, they can't afford to keep their internet up. They can't afford to keep their video playback services running, but they can afford to pay Janine Moose. Everyone I know who has ever heard of her or knows who she is does not like her. Like, I don't know anyone who thinks she does a necessary or even decent job. And she still has one. Anyways, let's get over to this. Disney admits its political and social agenda is costing them, but they don't think for a second about changing. I love it when you realize you're the problem, but you're like, but you know what? I'm fine with being a piece of shit. More power to you know what? More power to you. I almost have to applaud this. Let's read about it. Conservative-minded citizens and pro-family advocates are crowning about it while mainstream secular progressive commentators do their best to whistle quietly past the graveyard. Disney is now admitting they've angered a huge portion of their family-oriented base. After losing billions of dollars, millions of fans, and thousands of investors in their quest to sexualize kids and moralize through movies, Disney has quietly acknowledged in a shareholder memo how badly they screwed up. In its annual SEC report, Disney acknowledges that we face risks relating to misalignment with public and consumer tastes and preferences for entertainment, travel, and consumer products. Further, consumers' perceptions of our position on matters of public interest, including our efforts to achieve certain of our environmental and social goals, often differ widely and present risks to our reputation and brands. In other words, your liberal bullshit that you keep pushing doesn't fly. So, but you learned? All right. The bombshell SEC filing comes after yet another massive box office disaster for the entertainment giant. To say that Disney's Wish bombed on its Thanksgiving opening weekend would be an insult to bombs everywhere. Not just that, but the House of Mouse just got outed for corporate cronyism, tag teaming with Microsoft to smite critics mocking their woke LGBT-obsessed identity. What's most remarkable about Disney's freefall is that it is entirely self-induced. It's one thing to brag about your company's commitment to diversity as you hire a bevy of narrow-minded sexual revolutionaries who see the progenation of gender theory through cartoon characters as great civil rights struggle of our day. It's quite another to surrender your boardroom to them, allowing their predictions and preferences to set the strategic direction of your company. Unlike Disney's staff, the world actually is diverse in thought. The world has overwhelming numbers of consumers who are uneasy with the sexualization of their children and grandchildren. That world is full of parents who don't take kindly to the bastardization of their own favorite childhood fairy tales sold under the cheap, overplayed Disney rhetoric of reimagining. Exactly. I mean, I'm going to be sorry. No, I'm not going to be sorry. But yeah, dude, fucking Snow White. Oh, man. Do I wish I could interview the lead actress for Snow White? You know, we're not going to do this. We're not gonna. Be like, so you have no respect for anything. Why don't you just make your own movie? And that's another thing. Like, so but what about the part of the story where the character is given the name Snow White for the fact that her skin was Snow White? Like that, let's make a character. And let's say that this character is fucking called Black Knight because he's black as night. You can't put a white guy in that. It's wrong. Sam Raimi did it. It's called Dark Man, and we all laughed at him for it, okay? It's wrong. Put a chick in it. Make it lame and gay. Yep, I'm going to regret that one later, too. Holy Jesus. I am in an hour, and it's just David Chandler. Honey, hey, baby, if you want to call me honey. So before we get going with this, do we have anything else really to wrap up on it? What is as heartening as it may be to watch Disney eat from the very plate they defecated in, it's also it's also responsible to understand that these types of assessments and seemingly self-aware observations are fairly standard risk disclosure and avoidance language in SEC filings. What actually matters is evaluating who sits at the top of the organization, both as executives and policy-making board members. With Disney, that remains individuals fully committed to the ideological cause, and willing to go down with the ship if necessary in order to see it advance. So again, if it means ruining Disney so that they can F your kids, they'll ruin Disney if it means they can F your kids. Oh, wow. All right, we're going to close that out and go to the chat for a minute. Oh, have I even...
Boston, 1773. One of the most daring and consequential of...
Was it really daring? Consequential, maybe. And I still feel bad for the wildlife because we don't understand pollution like we do now. You threw all the tea in the sea. You polluted the water, man. It's not good. The dwarves taught kids emotions in funny way. Dumb to remove them. Not even like the dwarf thing wasn't. The problem I had with it is we had someone of like an ethnic background that immediately came in and said that we're not going to make this stupid misogynistic story and we're going to make it woke and up and enlightened for a new age. And I'm like, okay, one, then just make your own story. Two, you really don't realize how that story's been, like, for the people that flip out, those stories have been updated and gentrified and softened a lot. I mean, like, the original Hansel and Gretel, like, the kids got eaten and shit. Like, stuff is really, like, old school fables are, like, loaded with horrible shit. But Disney has been cutting the edges on them forever. So the fact that they still are isn't a surprise. But Robin Hood was edited a lot. Which one? Small Egg Picker, which Robin Hood? Do you know how many Robin Hoods there are? Are you talking about the one with Jamie Foxx? Are you talking about the one that's literally the lead character is a fox? Are you talking about the one with Russell Crowe? Are you talking... Why do they all have animal names? The Disney one. Which Disney one? Again, there's too many. All right. This next one is really, really funny. So I don't know who Kim Reynolds is, but Kim Reynolds is a governor. Kim Reynolds recently, good afternoon, listening while I drive. Good to hear from you, Sandy Squatch. Good to hear from everybody, David Chandler, Rex Dart, all of you guys. Like I said, Riding Dirty Llama hasn't popped in today.
Motherfucker.
And there was a comment that was made yesterday about that. I hope you got the religious thing. I might have gone too hard on it and offended somebody. And I always feel bad about that. Like, I don't feel bad about what I said because I was honest about what I said. But I feel bad that I might have offended somebody. I don't like to. Especially regular fans, man. That's a dick move. I'm a dick. That thing's empty. I got to buy a new one. Alrighty. Russell Crowe one was good. I actually have never seen the Russell Crowe one. Thank you, Dear Butch, for the 100 bits. We appreciate the support on the show. We are on Still didn't get that hair. We're on December 12th for our goal currently, which is sitting at about $20. We did not have a we did not have any donate. I think it's literally zero for yesterday. So let's go to the creator dashboard. Again, we're fully funded, so it's going to be fine. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, we can't make this work. But that's the ebbs and flows of the game. Yeah. Wednesday, we made $1.
Hey, Johnny, you sound like shit. Just saying, show love 100.
I mean, you're not wrong. Do I sound like shit? Absolutely. Can't wait to hear my voice tomorrow. And I have to do rating tonight, so I'll be on World of Warcraft because I'm an adult. And I'll be sitting there just saying, all right, guys, yeah, here the roots are coming out the back. Everybody start DPSing. All right, the roots are down, start healing. Like, if I do any call-outs at all, I'm not relied on that, fortunately. I'm going to have to be like, no call-outs for me. You sound like a smooth jazz radio guy. And now we're going to rock it into the high. Welcome to San Francisco Smooth Jazz, where the music is smooth, but the poop on the streets is hard. Calcified human turds. My favorite band. Let's move on to this story. Kim Reynolds. Thank you, Angry Saxon. Sometimes it's helpful to just, take a break, reset. That's what that was. That is called contributions, goddammit. That's why we love this show. All right. Continue. Oh, fuck you. Enter your email. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you the junk email, and I'm going to file this as spam as soon as you send me something. A link to sign in. Oh, fuck you. I don't want a link to sign in. What was this? We'll just get it from someone other than Fox. How about that? How about we look up the Kim Reynolds thing without Fox? Kim Reynolds getting sued. Governor Kim Reynolds. God damn it. Who is suing Kim Reynolds? Yeah, I want the actual story. Kim Reynolds' office is being sued by journalists Clark Kaufman and the Iowa Capital Dispatch and Lauren Bellin of the politics blog Bleeding Heart and others for failing to respond to multiple requests for documents. No. We want to talk about the one where they're suing her for a parental rights law that restricts content being taught to children. That's June 21st. God damn it. The only one is the Fox one. But they won't let you read it without logging in. I don't want to... Yeah, screw it. We'll ditch it. We'll ditch it because I'm not signing into your fucking website to just report a news story. Actually, can we look it up in here? We're on Google. We'll give it a Google second. Kim Reynolds. 5 months ago, 1 day ago. Here we go. Found it. I had to fucking dig for it, but we got it, and now I don't have to sign into Fox to have their stupid bullshit. All right, let's go over here. All right, sorry, I should have given you a warning. Why no morning show this week? Raleigh's Refugees, no morning shows this week because I was helping with my daughter on Monday and Tuesday, which ended up being a very good call because if you can't tell, whatever's moving around the house, it got in here. So I'm glad. Because I might not be in studio next week at all. Because I don't want to get Aaron and April sick right before they go out to fucking like yeah, there's a dick move. If I was a real asshole, I'd be like, no, let's do it in studio, and I'll sit right next to him and just cough like an asshole, just and then he'd be like, dude, what? And I'm like, I can't afford a vacation, so I got to ruin yours. You know what I mean? It's called How You Live in America. But no. So I didn't do shows because I wanted to help my daughter and take care of stuff around the house. I thought I would maybe chip in later this week or something, but my schedule got kind of busy for that, and then Aaron wanted me to do more next week. So next week, I'm not doing 2 but 3 morning shows. And then the week after that, I'm doing a morning show. The Friday and Monday shows, Friday for next week and the Monday for the following week, are going to be hosted by yours truly. So I'm apparently hosting Aaron's show for him Friday and Monday. I've got a friend of mine, a good buddy of mine, coming in, streaming in to co-host with Friday. He's a veteran. He's a friend. He's a great dude. We have a good time. So we'll do. Oh damn, man! Hope your family gets better. It's if you could tell, it's a coughing thing. It's going over remarkably well for me, but. Like I said, it was just helpful to be helpful. You know what I mean? That's right, Johnny. Can't wait to be there. It's going to be exciting. Corey says, Small Baker, I'm literally, actually, you know what? Fuck, don't say literally going. I'm going to message Corey right now, live, on air. I'll even show you. I'm going to text Corey and ask him if he wants to be part of next Friday or next Monday's shows, and we'll see what he says. Where are you at, Corey? Corey Adam. There we are. Bam. Hey, dude. You know what? We'll record it with voice so that way you can hear exactly what I'm going to say to him. No, I don't want to record it. I want to text him. Hey, Corey. How's it going, man? Period. Actually, back up. I'm going to delete that. That's a question mark thing. How's it going, man? Period. All right. This really sucks. I'm going to be hosting the Steel Toe show on Friday and Monday next week and the following week. So if you would like to be on next Friday's show or Monday after next, let me know. We can work something out. Hope you're well. Talk to you later. 2 text messages. All right, there we go. Wholesome, says Small Bigger. Yeah, that wholesome and fucking, I feel weird doing that. You didn't call him a queer for me. Now I'm mad at you. Dude, I wasn't reading the chat. The fuck is your problem now? Look at me, I'm crippled, and I don't want to log into Doodly-Doo. I don't want to log in. I didn't want to log into a Fox News site because the Fox pages are such a pain in the ass. They skip forward, they jump around, you pause to riff with you guys. If you guys get going on a really funny bit and we're riffing on it and the story jumps off, it ruins everything, the whole mood. I'm not going to ruin that. So I did the extra work to find this story, and now we can talk to this lovely, I'm sure, lady who is just happy. You know, who am I to, I'm in a, yeah.
Governor Kim Reynolds is once again facing legal action for a law she championed. This time, the State Department of Education is being sued alongside her for Senate File 496, the all-encompassing education law, which went into effect this summer. You may know the law best from its controversial steps to regulate books and materials used in the classroom and in school libraries. It's the same law that also requires parents and guardians to sign off on pronouns or names used by students that don't match their registration. LGBT rights organizations and groups against book banning have spoken out extensively about the law. Well, Governor Reynolds and the state GOP...
Yes, and every one of those groups, as far as I'm concerned, is a secret pedophile organization. Because if you're saying, again, we're against banning books, look, not every book needs to be available to kids in public school. Okay? And by the way, against banning books, they're not saying that these books can't exist. They're saying that these books can't exist in a publicly funded school. Because again, your desire to sexualize children is really fucked up, guys. And then they're suing. That's the worst part. The LGBT group is, hey, we're not being allowed to sexualize kids. This isn't fair. We want a free society where we can talk about diddling your children. And somehow it's weird to call that out. Even more so if you write a law to prevent it from happening, you're going to get sued. And as Small Egg Picker says, but banning religious books in schools is okay, right? Not allowing the Bible or the Quran or the fucking, what's the Jewish one? The Torah. Not allowing those in schools because those are religious things and we don't want to have a religious slant. That's not seen as wrong. That's not seen as book banning. You know what you're told when people say, hey, I want the Bible to be part of my children's life? Then put the Bible in their life. By the way, no LGBTQ family is being prevented from having these books available to their children. Not a single one. But LGBTQ people are awfully upset that we can't put books about talking about how easy it is to meet men on Grindr and how fun it is to just suck a dick in front of kids that are like, 12 years or old or younger. Like, again, I grew up in a world where if someone openly made those statements, we'd be like, all right, lock that guy up.
God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I saw some of those woke books. I showed and talked about what's in the book 10 years ago. I would have been arrested, right? And thank you, Dear Butch, for the 100 bits. That's the part I love about this. And this news organization, thank God, is so impartial that they're failing to mention that the book regulations simply say that these materials should not be provided to young children. Remember the story we did yesterday about the call girl that couldn't be part of the school board because it was immoral? How is it morally okay to have children reading books about sexual activity, to have those widely available to them when it's not age appropriate? It isn't. And I'm sorry, anyone that wants to push the age appropriate line, you are officially towing the pedo line on me. Because if you are someone who wants to push what's age appropriate for children, then I'm going to start having a problem. Because I don't think there's a discussion to be had about sexual stuff and age appropriate for children. No, sex stuff is not age appropriate for children. They're fucking children. Keep your sex shit out of it. Anyways, so let's get back to this. I need to quit ranting. It's costing me my voice. It's not, and the people that push that need. All right, let's see. Again, I'm sure they're not. The people that talk about the books being allowed don't allow you to read quotes from the books. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if I came on this news and be like, yeah, I can't believe these people. Yeah, Kim, I can't believe that these governors want to regulate these books. I mean, after all, I'll just read you a passage right here. And they'll cut you off because they know what you're going to do. You're going to read a passage from the book and show. And that's the other part. Every time that people defending these books not being allowed near children read or promote what's actually in the book, we're constantly told to be quiet. They're constantly like, that's not appropriate to read in a civil discourse. Right, but apparently we're supposed to do it to the kids. Do you hear yourselves? All right, thank you for the bits. I'm running out of, oh wow, it is bailing on me now, but thank you. Shunt me even harder and everybody else for all the amazing support. We are very, very grateful. Thank you, Dear Butch, for the Nugget Army sticker. Let's check the sticker party thing and see where we're at. 410 bits in. We're a ways off. All righty. So this is why I'm a stickler for homeschool. I mean, I would be if I could, but at the same rate, my problem isn't that these books are in schools or not in schools. My problem is the dishonesty of the sides involved. Like, the side banning the books won't just come out and say, we don't believe. Well, actually, no, I can't say that. The side that wants to keep the books out of the children's hands, they're literally saying, look, we don't want this shit in our kids' classrooms. The other side won't just come out and say, look, we think kids should be sexual objects. Like, that's the problem. And they're getting so close. They're getting so close to just flat out coming out and saying, look, we want to be able to F kids. And that's not okay. And I don't know why the LGBTQ community can't understand how much of a non-starter, bad idea, and not going to happen that is. But they won't let it go. And the worst part is it makes a prophecy of the the uber religious people on the left or the right or whatever, when LGBT rights were pushing for, freedom and equality and the right to get married. Oh, well, then they're going to want to marry their dogs and they're going to want to be able to fuck your kids. And people are like, oh, you're just crazy. And well, fast forward to now. We stopped talking about monkeypox once they started showing up at the vet clinic. And guess what they're trying to do with your kids? I mean, it's really, really horrible. All right. Senator Kennedy reading those books was hilarious. Toastmaster, not only do I believe you, I'm going to air this video story almost uninterrupted now because I want to go look up Senator Kennedy reading those books.
Argue it promotes parental rights. And now
it does. It does promote parental rights. When parents have to be involved on signing off what happens to their kids in schools, that's promoting parental rights. Again, I don't know why we can't publicly shame the group going against this as just a group that yearns for pedophilial approach. Again, you want pedophilia permissions. Because again, no one's saying you can't teach this to your kids. You have every right to teach this to your kids the same way I do. But the rest of us who don't want it forced upon our kids. How is that anything but fair? This is creepy. It's almost like Child Brides is next. Hey, you coming to the barbecue? I don't know. Julia's being a brat. Hey, you coming to the barbecue? I don't know. As soon as my wife gets done with her baba, I mean...
Iowa students and their families, along with Iowa Safe Schools, have filed a lawsuit to put an injunction on Senate File 496.
The students are the gay students looking for attention. The families are the families that entertain those students. But let me tell you what nobody gives a shit about. The fact that these books don't need to be available. You know why? Because the students that are so upset that these books won't be available to them, they seek that out on their own. Again, this is something people can get on their own. The idea that public school has to push this gender sexuality stuff on your kids is really fucked up, and I don't know where we thought it was okay. And it's pissing me off.
Local 5's Dana Searles joins us now to break down this lawsuit. Dana.
Stephanie, the group is asking the federal court to declare Senate File 496 unconstitutional and to place a temporary block on the law while this lawsuit goes through the courts. Governor Reynolds is being sued for Senate File 496 alongside the Iowa Department of Education, as well as several school superintendents and school boards.
The First Amendment does not allow our state or our schools to remove books or issue blanket bans on discussion and material.
Look, can we check his computer? I'm sorry. Can we check his computer? I got the over, not the under, that there's some kitty shit on there. Because this idea that it's because we don't find it offensive because again, it's talking about finding and hooking up with an inappropriate sexual activity with kids. Jewish lobbyists like the ADL going damn white supremacists. They just want to burn the books. Muted. What do you mean muted? They don't want to burn the books. This guy's defending it. He's saying that people can't, politicians and laws can't, prevent books from being in schools because parents find them offensive. I mean, forget the fact that schools bound... No sound. What? Did I mute myself? I'm going on this. I'm coming up on that. Did we have a KBS thing? It did disconnect a minute ago. I am going to raise hell with Charter. There's no sound on Twitch. YouTube is good. Yeah, great. We can just move everyone over to YouTube. No fucking sound on Twitch. I'm Twitch needs to fix their shit so it doesn't drop the sound all the time, because Twitch is the only one with the sound drop. But then YouTube, the audio gets fucky. And I don't want to stop and restart the stream just to fix this, because there was some sort of weird audio thing for a second. And just... Oh. Shun me even harder. No sound on Twitch. Yes, we've covered that. There's sound on YouTube. There is sound. I honestly, I'm half and half. I'm feeling like calling the show. I'm not in the mood to put up with the sound dropping and the KBS thing again today. The KBS is not
politicians.
Fuck you, you fucking pedophile. I'll tell you right now, if we write a law, I'm gonna go on this rant since I guess Twitch can't hear me. It's an OBS thing because I never have Twitch issues. I'm using Streamlabs, and if it's an OBS thing, I have no idea. Because OBS is the core of Streamlabs, dear Butch. But it's a bit rate thing that fucking fucks up for a minute, and then I don't know what to do. Oh, now like I was on a Momentum and everything. Now I gotta. We'll just load the 3rd hour stories. Fucking. All right, or 2nd hour stories. Let's load the 2nd hour stories. So yeah, they're suing. Parental rights groups are suing the school for, again, having rights to decide what happens with your kids. I don't know why those groups can't be arrested for pushing. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Honestly, the internet thing dying and suddenly everyone just going muted. Yep. I don't know if you can't see on the screen. I haven't seen it 8 million times. We haven't linked the fucking. You know what? I'm not doing this today. Let's go grab our 2nd hour stories. Let's see if there's something I want to do. Otherwise, I'm tapping. I'm tapping. We've had a fucking shitty day. It's been a shitty life. And this shit is not helping. So, thank you very much. We're going to call it.